What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so shout out to Dreamers Pro. All right, so I saw his video talking about this. So on today's ESPN First Take, they were talking about. I think they're talking about the games from Wednesday, because of course there were no games yesterday. And anyway, they're talking about the Lakers who beat the Spurs, who are, I guess you would call them a middling team, but they beat them. LeBron James had another triple double. I think it was his sixth triple double of the season, I believe it was. His sixth triple double of the season and his ninth since turning age 39. And Molly, of course, was raving about it as if, it's the greatest achievement in NBA history, his top 10 achievement in NBA history. And Stephen A. Smith was rather, subdued about his reaction about the triple double was rather subdued, and as it should have been. Matter of fact, here is what he said about the triple double and about some other things too that I want to comment on as I'm playing the audio.
Where LeBron showed you AJ nothing but a number. The Lakers snapped their three-game losing streak as LeBron notched his sixth triple-double of the season and his ninth triple-double at age 39. All other players in NBA history have one triple-double combined after turning 39 years old. Stephen A. I mean,
Yeah.
king.
It's nice. Nice to see. LeBron James is approaching 40. He'll be 40 next month. The man is sensation. We know this. My problem is that I'm not seeing a good Lakers basketball team, which means that we're reduced to LeBron Statpadder. That's what we're reduced to because the rest of the team won't show up and play. I'm not talking about Anthony Davis, who's an MVP candidate, by the way. I'm not talking about him. But where is this defense? Particularly in fast break. They're the second worst defense against fast breaks in the National Basketball Association. You know what that means, Molly? That means cats ain't hustling back on defense. Now, I'm not going to expect that from a LeBron James who's approaching 40. But, I mean, again, I'm glad that D'Angelo Russell was put to the bench because he just plays like he's on cruise control most of the time. This guy, Jared Vanderbilt, when the hell is he going to get healthy and get back on the court? Hachimura is a good three-point shooter. I don't know why he's not being more assertive and more aggressive. I just look at the Los Angeles Lakers right now, and I see a few teams in the NBA that's better than them. I do want to say this, however, about J.J. Redick. J.J. Redick can coach. J.J. Redick knows basketball. His attention to detail is undeniable. They look better than they have in recent memory in terms of that attention to detail and how he's been performing. I got to give respect and love where it's due to him. I think if you give him some young thoroughbreds that can hustle up and down the court and prioritize defense just as much as they prioritize offense, I think that you'll see a far better Lakers basketball team. But right now, you got to work with what you got to work with. And you got too many guys that's living that LA life. And it just appears to show itself on the defensive side of the ball. They ain't interested in hustling nearly as much as they should. And that's what I find to be very, very flagrant. And I think it's holding back LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
Woody?
You know what? I just got to comment on something right quick. This is why I despise clutch sports. And this is why I hate the media. Okay? While you might want to give Stephen A. Smith props for calling out LeBron for stat padding, he basically, if you really listen to it, he sort of justified LeBron doing it. Well, I mean, the Lakers is reduced to LeBron stat padding because he got no help. I mean, can you blame him for stat padding? That's kind of what the argument he kind of made in my interpretation, what he tried to do there. Okay, this is my problem with the last part of what he said. He said that, well, the reason why Lakers are losing isn't J.J. Redick's fault. It's not LeBron James' fault. It's not AD's fault. It's the other guys, right? But This is essentially, with some minor tweaks, the same team that Darvin Ham had last year. Where was this last year from the media? Because it seemed to me, I'm not accusing Stephen A of doing this, but the general point and the general consensus was Darvin Ham wasn't a good fit for this team. Darvin Ham wasn't a good fit for this organization. Um, Darvin Ham always has hands in his pockets. Um, he's predictable. He's blah blah blah. He's not a good coach, etc., etc., etc. Didn't want to hear any excuses for Darvin Ham. They got rid of him. JJ Rednick is always an excuse. If they're losing, oh, it's the other guys. It's the guys, presumably the role players. The LA lifestyle is distracting. I'm so tired of that shit. I'm tired of the irresponsible Negro excuse every time, bro. I'm so sick of that shit, man. I'm done. I'm done. I'm so done with the fakers. I'm done with the media. They get on my absolute goddamn nerves. I'm sick of it. Now, going back to LeBron, Ramon James, and the Statpadder. Obviously, that's what he's doing. We've been saying this for years. He stat pads, and it's quite obvious that this year, what he's trying to do is he's trying to average a triple double. Okay, he's trying to do something that only Russell Westbrook and Oscar Robertson have done. And you want to add this to a list of things that he's done that Michael Jordan didn't do. But as I've said before, it doesn't matter, in my opinion, if he does all these things, because he could put these numbers up. But my thing is, at this stage of his career, are these so-called triple doubles? I guess they're triple doubles technically. Are they having an impact? No, because if I'm not mistaken, he has the worst plus minus of all starters on that team, and he doesn't play any defense. Just call it out for what it is. Stop trying to say the Lakers aren't good defensively. Yeah, they aren't. But call out this dude for sucking on defense. He's the laziest defender in the NBA. He's, for the last 4 years, I think it's been now. Definitely last 3 years, but I think going on 4 years. He's been almost dead last in the NBA. Bottom like 5 to 10 starting player or just player in general. He's like in the bottom 10 for the last 4 years in average speed, as far as the NBA player is concerned. Like how fast and how quickly he moves on the court. He's a snail out there. He doesn't play any defense. And so somehow his teammates are supposed to take up his slack and be Gary Payton out there. Gary Payton slash Dennis Johnson slash Draymond Green slash Dennis. It's just ridiculous. They're supposed to take up his slack. How about if he can't go out there and play defense on a consistent basis? How about he come his ass off the bench? How about he take his ass on the bench and come off the bench and change how you play? Why don't you be Rajon Rondo as Rajon Rondo was for your team 4 years ago, 5 years ago? Change your role. But he's allowed to go out there and stat pad because the media will never call this dude out. He's the main reason why they suck defensively. But they will never call him out. They'll say the Lakers aren't good defensively. So yeah, man, at the end of the day, JJ Redneck ain't no great coach, strategize. I don't want to hear that crap, man. They got pretty much the same record the first 18 games that Darvin Ham had last year. They pretty much got the same record. And as a matter of fact, they looked better defensively just last year. When they were already clamoring for him to be fired. We all know what time it was, man. And we know what time it is. We know what that was. what it was even though Darvin Ham was clutch sports, he got on LeBron, Ramon James, and Rich Paul's bad side because he wasn't down for the play when it comes to bringing Bronny to LA. He wasn't down with it, and being spiteful as those clowns are, they turned on him, tried to ruin his reputation, trying to ruin his career because they're some spiteful clowns. They clowns, okay? Period. Clown. That's why I put the Burger King crown on this dude, man. They clowns. They try to ruin Russell Westbrook's career. They forever ruin his market value, I should say. They're trying to ruin Darvin Ham's career. Shout out to Doc Rivers for giving him a career. You know what I'm saying? The Bucks are back on track, thanks in part to Darvin Ham. You know, so all these dudes who's trolling me. Oh, we talk about how Darvin Ham ain't getting it done in Milwaukee. Oh, now you see you guys talking? Clowns, man. They're all clowns. Anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Dude over there ain't playing. Oh, well, because he's 40, he don't have to play defense. That's bullshit. Okay? Michael Jordan, when he's playing with the Wizards, and this gets forgotten, when he was 38, 39 years old, the first year, right? People forget before his knee gave out, Michael Jordan was an MVP candidate. Before his knee went out, right? Before his knee gave out and he really became a shell of himself and his numbers suffered. At one point, if I remember correctly, he had the Wizards with a winning record. I think they were 25 and 21. And he was averaging like 25 points, 26 points, like 6 rebounds, and like 5 assists. And as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think not only was he averaging like 25 or 26, 6 and 5 at age 39, I think in his last 5 games or 10 games, I think his last 10 games, he was averaging 29 points a game. He was balling. He was literally a top 5 MVP candidate who was on the verge of leading the Wizards to the playoffs, where his second best player was Rip Hamilton. Once again, Michael Jordan didn't need a super team like this clown to win. This guy needs every single great player to be competitive. He might as well play with the goddamn Avengers. Might as well have Hulk at center. You might as well have Thor at power forward. You might as well have goddamn Iron Man at small forward. Well, excuse me, he plays small forward, so you might as well have Iron Man running the point because he's the brainiac. Because Hulk ain't brainiac when he's in that form. And then at shooting guard, might as well have little pretty old Black Widow with Hawkeye coming off the bench. And that still won't be enough for him. Look, man, Iron Man, that guy's brilliant, man. But we still need to make improvement to our roster. I think Spider-Man, we're trying to get him, fucking clown. Ridiculous. That's all I got to say about it.